Everybody, this is your stream. This is Steven, and welcome to another episode of the Steven Factor. Tonight, this is a very special episode that everyone's been talking about. My friend sent me a text 2 nights ago, and that article right there is not gonna be pretty. Now, just want to let you know, there's some breaking news for the past 48 hours that Bessie DeVos, the education secretary, decided to cut Special Olympics and also for autism programmings. And to be honest with you, I think this is not gonna be pretty. I'm completely shocked and stunned, and also it will affect you, me, your friends, teachers, staffs, paras, and across the nation and around the world. Now, just want to let you know, I've been diagnosed with autism for all my life. I have a high functioning autistic, and to be honest with you, I'm proud of it. But when I look at this article, I decided to refuse it. I don't really want to. I was trying to ignore for a while. But when I heard the news and everything, there's a little bit backlash, the controversy, and I will definitely going to say something about this. But before I'm going to do this, I want to read to this article to you, so you definitely know what I'm talking about. This is from Freep.com. This is from Detroit Free Press. Press. So let's let's read and find out. See what's going on. In Washington, Education Secretary Bessie DeVos on Tuesday defended deep cuts to programs meant to help students with other, including eliminated 80 trillion to support Special Olympics, while urging Congress to spend millions more on charter schools. We are not doing our children any favors. When we borrow from their future in order to invest in systems and policies that are not yielding better results, DeVos said in the prepared testimony before a House subcommittee concerning the Department of Education budget budget request for the next official fiscal year. It was the first time that DeVos, a wealthy former Michigan Republican Party chairwoman and school choice advocate, had been called before a Democratic-led panel in the U.S. House to explain President Trump's spending priorities. By proposing to add 60 million more to charter schools funding to create a tax credit for individuals and companies that donate to scholarships for private schools. DeVos' budget proposal will still cut more than 7 billion from the education department, about 10% of its current budget. Trump proposes as a 4.7 trillion overall budget this month, will with an annual deflect expected to run about 1 trillion. It calls for eliminate billions and grants to improve students' achievement by reducing classes sizes and funding professionals' development for teaching, as well as cutting funds dedicated to increase the use of technology in schools. And, and, and improving schools' conditions in many cases, DeVos said the proposal of the grants has been found to be redundant or ineffective. In case of the 17.6 million cut to help fund the Special Olympics, a program designed to help children and adults with disabilities, DeVos suggested it is better than supported a philanthropy uh, and add we had to make some difficult decisions with this budget. Did you know how many kids are going to be affected by the cut? Asked U.S. Republican Mark Pocan, Democrat in Wisconsin, while also pointing out the recent reported by a nonprofit group To conclude, the U.S. government has spent as much as $1 billion on charter schools that never open or they will close because of mismanagement or other reasons. DeVos has been a longtime supporter of charter schools, independently runs publicly funding schools that typically aren't as closely regulated as traditional schools, and school choice for public school students, arguing that parents should be able to put their children into schools of their choice and their funding should have followed them. Many public schools have supported, urging the government supporter of the charter schools, and private schools can undermine traditional schools, which educate most students. U.S. Republican Rosa DeLauro, Democrat from Connecticut, said, who is the woman chairwoman who was some of the subcommittee that held the hearing, called the budget proposal cruel and reckless, saying it will hurt the middle class and low income families that the most need our help. How you can support this budget? I mean, the genuine, she said, as the Secretary of the Department of Education, how you can support even boosts about talking about 10% away from our teachers and students. It's unlikely that any of the students' reductions or uh, or or major proposals to boost schools' choice and heading towards passage. However, even with the Republicans in the major in the U.S. House, that the last 2 years, most of DeVos' strongest proposal for cuts or spending were turned back. With Democrats in majority, they are far less likely to gain traction. I'm really definitely going to say this, but when I read this article just now, if you read the article just now, I really don't know what the hell would she do that for. This is so crude, and also it was total disgusting. How this woman wants to cut Special Olympics and autism programs. Why? Let me tell you why. They want to make room for charter schools. And second, they're going to get rid of all these kids who've been diagnosed with autism and especially all the disabilities. Decide to make room for all the general kids to make for small classes and the new standards. Um, to be honest with you, I is very disappointed that what she did right there is completely wrong, and also is almost affect the low income, and especially for middle class, and also it affects not in New York but the whole nation. I believe that what she did right there is a total mistake. I believe that she needs to focus about people who have disabilities. I'm talking about kids who have disabilities, like diagnosed with autism. She needs to focusing about the kids, about disabilities. I mean, how I'm, and also she needs questions about kids who have disabilities. I mean, that he or she could speak, that he or she could do sign language, or is he or she nonverbal or verbal, or or the person who has high functioning or low functioning. These are the questions that she needs to focus on. Why the hell that she's going to cut Special Olympics and autism programs? Why? Because all the white people, and especially all the Republicans, including Donald Trump himself, doesn't care about people who have autism. That's stupid. And according to this paragraph, Trump proposed for $4.7 trillion or a budget this month, when the annual deficit expected to run about $1 trillion. I mean, that word trillion is too much. And we have a third paragraph said it will eliminate billions and grants to improve the students' achievement to reducing class sizes and funding professional development for teachers, as well cutting funds dedicated to use technologies in schools and improvement schools. Okay, now, let's start right there. Let's stop it right there. Um, they want to reducing class sizes. Okay, it really rings the bell that something tells me that class sizes right there is going. Oh my god, give me 1 second here. That word class sizes, it rings the bell right now, because this memory right there is going back in time in 2011, and I was there, to be honest with you. Um, I will, and you know what they're doing right now is that the reason why they trying to reducing class sizes, like I said moments ago, they trying to get rid of all these kids who have autism out and put the general kids in to make more class sizes, so they need some extra space. I remember one time, which is on 2011, when I became a para, a sub part time para here, and there's a big strike in downtown Brooklyn, and it's been revealed that the school when I work with, they started trying to get rid of us for all these kids who have autism, and now they need some room. They need some extra room here to put more general kids into small classes, or yeah, size class, small class, big class, whatever. And to be honest with you, it take days that they definitely need to fight back, or even a week later or so. But during our Friday, we won, and to be honest with you, it was cruel. It was completely discrimination about this, and to be honest with you, it should never happen again. But fast forward in the year 2019, when DeVos wants to get rid of all these kids who have autism, trying to cut autism programs and Special Olympics. Do you think it's really familiar for you? Just like happened in 2011? Yeah, they're gonna do the same thing. Just what happened in 2011 for what to all from across the nation and around the world. They want to get rid of all these kids with autism, trying to reducing size, put more technology for charter schools. Okay, not public schools, just charter schools only, because we want to get rid of all these kids who have disabilities and put these general kids in charter schools to more smarter than them. And I believe right now that this is completely terrible. It was so disgusting. It's completely discriminated. And I think what she did right there is a total mistake. They asked her so many questions she had to ignore it. There will be over like 270 like million kids. I mean, like, come on. Kids who have autism. People been diagnosed with autism, from kids and the adults. That's why God created us in the mysterious ways. And you know what? As an autistic man, um, right now this is bizarre. Right now, we need to take it back. We need to take our nation back. We need to fight back. I mean, I really don't know how to say this, but I believe there's a strike coming on. I believe this proposal is completely ridiculous. I believe that what she did right there, it was completely disgusting. And it will never gonna happen again on my watch, because let me tell you something. Awareness Month is just around the corner on this April, and we need to fight back. This is an education of politics. To all your parents out there, if you have kids with autism, this is for you to stand up and fight and tell Ms. DeVos that this proposal of cutting autism programs and Special Olympics is not a good idea whatsoever. And especially for teachers as well too, and parents and principals. It's time for you to stand up to which what's right. That is right for you. Now I know that I want to post this video to you, and I want to urge you about this because right now the things is got even worse. We're in the middle of this Trump era. 2020 is upon us. Okay? And we don't know what's going to happen in this future holds. And I'm sick of tired of this Trump era, because right now we are still going backwards, and some evangelists and old Trump supporters still believe in Trump that he is a Christian man. But let me tell you something, he's an Episcopalian. But but yes, he's still a Christian man. But everything went crazy. But to be honest with you, I think what she did right there is completely wrong. I think it was a total disgusting. And I hope the Democrats will close the deal, and it will be failed, because it's not going to happen. I mean, 4.7 trillion dollars. That's bullshit. Too much budget cuts. Too much budget cuts. And second, that's white people's money. That's all I can say. Everything is white people's money. No offense, but that's the truth. Okay? That's a truth. This is white people's money. People really don't understand what the true meaning of education is. And this Bestie DeVos don't give a crap about kids who've been diagnosed with autism, and that's not fair. It makes me sick to my stomach. It really sick to my stomach. Ladies and gentlemen, our nation is in jeopardy. You know what's going on with Donald Trump's tricks. You already know when Donald Trump's bigotry, his racism, his stupidness, it's been torn out apart. His American dream's been torn out apart. And I bet when Donald Trump will go and lose his re-election, his life will be turned apart in New York City. He will be depressed in the Trump Tower. He will never coming out. But let me tell you something, he will be definitely depressed, because let me tell you something, being the president of the United States is completely hard. And I'm going to tell you the truth, it will never going to happen again on my watch. Because let me tell you something, we need to help these kids for their future and our children's future. We have to fight for their rights. But not just any rights, but our equal rights. And that's how we do. If you remember that speech when I done this back in 2011, you know what I'm talking about. Especially my friend Mark B. Harry knew about my speech too. And he's still memorizing like this. But I believe that the Lord Savior Jesus Christ and God will help this nation. And let me tell you something. We're not going to take a control here. There's no GI Joe. There's no there's no Transformers. There's no Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. There's no X-Men. The only one person is Jesus Christ and God. God and Jesus are taking the control. They control this nation. Only they knew that when it's gonna be the place, the time, and I hope this nation will be changing for the next 8 years. But this is not going to happen, man. This is not going to happen. That because I'm very angry and I'm very upset. I hope the Democrats and Republicans will work together and fail this stupid proposal that devolves trying to cut all the Special Olympics and autism program, because that is not fair. That is not fair. And we need to stick together no matter what. I want to give a special shout out to my friend Martin who sent me this thing. And thank God I decided to post this video for you for tonight. Right now, this nation is in jeopardy. We need to fight back. That's all that matters. God's matters. That is. And especially for nations matters too. Good night, folks.